Welcome back to Sip to Tally Films. I'm your host, Coach Evans, and today on the Sip to Tally preseason power rankings, we're at team number 17. Yesterday, team number 18 was the Houston Texans, and let's recap their score real quick. Quarterback 14, running back 19, wide receiver 18, tight end 27, offensive line 19. Defensive line edge 18, linebacker 18, cornerback 7, and safety 3. Which made them be 15.88889, and they were our number 18 team. Now, as I told you guys yesterday, today's team has the same exact score, 15.88889, but they got there in a different way. And so once I have two teams with the same score, I basically take all the stuff that happened last year and their off season, what they do in the off season, and I'll make a determination like this team is better than that team, and it's strictly on me. There's no merit if they have the same number once I finish with the scores. Today's team has a rich history. They have been very quarterback lucky for the past 2 decades, I would say. And with that being said, you know who it is. They went from the now infamous Brent Favre to Aaron Rodgers. Well, you could say the now infamous Aaron Rodgers too, to Jordan Love. And team number 17 is the Green Bay Packers. Let's get into who they drafted this year to help their 2025 campaign. And their first draft pick really, really, really shocked me. It was Matthew Golden, the wide receiver from Texas. And the reason it shocked me because if you've been on this channel a while, you know I feel like the Packers had a great group of young wide receivers. The only downside to that set of young wide receivers was the injury bug. Watson, Dobbs, supposed to be their two main guys, but they rarely play together. And so they drafted Matthew Golden out of Texas, one of the best receivers in the draft. Second, they picked Anthony Belton, an offensive tackle out of North Carolina State, who's actually from this town. Third, Savion Williams, who's a jack of all trades. He's about 6'5", but he can play running back, he can play slot receiver, he can play H-back, he can play tight end. He can do a lot of stuff. And they also got the defensive end from Texas, Baron Sorrell, who was pretty good too, and he was instrumental in their run to the college playoffs last year. Fifth round, they got Colin Oliver, defensive end from Oklahoma State. 6, Warren Brinson, a D lineman from Georgia. And then they had 2 7th-round picks, Michael Robinson, a cornerback from Tulane, and John Williams, a offensive lineman from Cincinnati. Let's take a look at their offense and see where I have them ranked. All right, starting with the quarterback position, Jordan Love. They traded for Malik Willis last year. He played a couple games when Jordan Love was hurt because Jordan Love got hurt in the preseason opener versus the Eagles in Brazil. So they got Malik Willis. He did okay for him. So Jordan Love, Malik Willis, that's an okay quarterback room. But I really like Jordan Love on this team. Running back room, they went and got one of the best running backs out there last year, Josh Jacobs. Added Marshawn Lloyd, Emmanuel Wilson. Jacobs is one of the best running backs in the league right now. Him, Saquon, Derrick Henry. I think those are 3 top dogs right there. I think everybody can agree that those are the 3 top dogs at running back right now. There may be somebody I'm forgetting, but I know Jacobs, Saquon, and Henry are the 3 main guys as running backs this year. Wide receiver room. Let's talk about them young cats that I loved last year and the year before that. Jaden Reed, Romeo Doubs, Christian Watkins, Dontavian Wicks, Malik Heath, Bo Melton. But now you add Golden to that. You add Savion Williams to that. The competition to play receiver in Green Bay is going to be extremely tough. Extremely tough. You're going to have to bring your A game from training camp practice 1 until game 1. The competition is going to be extreme. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's 9 guys that there's not a lot of separation, in my opinion. From, I mean, there is some. If you go from the top guy to Malik Heath, there's some separation there, but as a whole, there's not a lot of separation in wide receivers. So let's keep going. Tucker Kraft at tight end, Luke Musgrave, that's pretty good at the tight end position. Not great, but it's okay. Rasheed Walker at left tackle, Aaron Banks at left guard, Elton Jenkins, the do-it-all lineman at center, Sean Rahm at right guard, and Zach Tom at right tackle. Their O-line was better than I expected. Tom was a lot better than I expected. I mean, Jenkins can kind of bounce around and play guard and tackle, but I think they settled on center for him. And then Walker from I think it's his third or fourth year from Penn State is now taking over at left tackle for them. Let's see what I have them ranked though. So we have quarterback at 12, running back at 2, wide receiver at 29, and it's at 29, but the competition to play is going to be tough, like I stated earlier. Tight end at 25, offensive line at 21. Let's take a look at what they do defensively and see where I have them ranked. Now, they're a base 4-3 team, but remember, we start everybody off a nickel, so we can have some continuality, some formality, some likeness, and whatever word you want to use. And I don't know if all those words are correct, but you get the drift. Lucas Van Ness, one defensive end. The other defensive end is Rashawn Gary, who I've been expecting Gary to like break out and have like this 16, 17 sack season, but it hadn't happened yet. But he's not bad either. He's a little bit above average every year. And I'm just waiting on it to break out and go. They got in the interior is pretty good. Kenny Clark and Devontae Wyatt. Adding Sorrell to that should help. And in their linebacker room. The linebacker room's not bad. The rookie last year, Edgerrin Cooper. They also got Quay Walker, who I've loved from a long time, and a guy that's similar in skill set to Quay Walker. They got Isaiah Simmons too. So Quay Walker, Isaiah Simmons, two extremely fast, tall, athletic linebackers to go around along with what Cooper did last year for him in the middle as a rookie. That's could be a pretty reliable linebacker core. Let's talk about their cornerbacks. Cornerback room, they have Keyshawn Nixon, who's transforming from a return guy to a all-time corner. All the time corner, not an all-time corner, all the time corner. Nate Hobbs as well. And they got Valentine. They got Valentine, and do they still have Valentine too? No, they don't have Valentine anymore. But those are their starting corners. Their safety room I really like. They got McKinney, who the Giants didn't want. The same time they didn't want Saquon, and he turned into an all-pro. So just so you didn't know, that when the Giants let McKinney and Saquon go, both of them guys turned into all pros the next season. They also got Evan Williams, but I also like Javon Bullard too. I like Javon Bullard in his role, whether it be safety or that nickel corner. So their secondary is okay, but I really like their safety room. Their safety room, to me, is really elite. Let's see where I have them ranked. Defensive line edge, 7. And that's Rashawn Gary, that's Lucas Van Ness, Kenny Clark, Wyatt, add Sorrell to it, add Brinson to it. It's pretty good. Linebacker 14, Cooper, Walker, Isaiah Simmons. Athletic. I don't know how well it's going to translate into production on the field, but they're extremely athletic, and Cooper's a certified dog. Cornerback room, 21. They lost their best corner, who now plays for the Ravens now. And then that safety room I think their safety room is pretty elite with McKinney and Williams back there. When you take all those numbers and add them together, we already know what to come out to be, because it's the same as yesterday. 15.88889. And because of, I think they're the better team over Houston Texans, that's why they're at number 17. So at this point, let me know if the offense is too high. Any position on the offense is too high or too low. And any position on the defense is too high or too low. And again, this is their total. I appreciate you guys for coming out. You could have been anywhere in the world, but you chose to be here with me. Like, comment, subscribe. Hit that bell so you can be notified when the rest of these videos drop. And I'll see y'all tomorrow for Team 16. Peace, y'all. We halfway there.